nice and breezy.
You see, there's just one thing I would like to know. What's the problem? What's the problem? Tell me, what's your problem? So what's the problem? Five, four, three, two, one. What's the problem? Tell me, what's the problem? So what's the problem? Tell me. Five, four, three, two, one. So what's the problem? Tell me. I wanna know. Oh, tell me. So what's the problem? I wanna know. Oh, five, four, three, two, one. So what's the problem? Tell me. I wants to know.
Oh my goodness. My alarm started going off and said, wake up, because it's time for So What's the Problem? Hey everybody, it's me, the Queen Bee Evangelist, Angie B, and I'm honored to be in the Queen's Throne Room here in Duval County, hosted by the Swans. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Swan. Thank you. It would not be a Thursday at 7 p.m. without my girl Aretha, and wait till you see what she got on tonight.
Hello. Hi, Angie B. Hello, everyone.
You look so good. I tell you.
Thank you. Welcome to So What's the Problem?
Listen, I'm so excited about your guest tonight, your special guest.
Yes.
Talk about looking fabulous.
Yes, not only is she looking fabulous, but she is about to bless us all with some wonderful information about her different businesses. She is really engaged in a lot.
What does she do? For profit and not for profit?
Yes. So, she does it all. Yes, she's an advocate. She is on a diversity and inclusion committee. She's a member of the Florida Rising Leadership Council. She's the liaison for the National Alopecia Areata Foundation. How about that?
All right. Well, I'm giving her a big round of applause as she comes to the screen. Right. My word.
Hello, Tamra.
Hey, everyone.
Hello there. Hi.
Good to see you. Well, I'm going to get out the way. Enjoy, ladies. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tamra. Tamra, thank you so much for joining me. Why don't you introduce yourself? Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tamara McRoy. I am always known as Tam. So I always tell people, please feel free to call me Tam. I am the owner of Management and Consultative Favor. It is a LLC. I'm a project manager by corporate trade. And so I work with individuals throughout the country to help them build community-based programs. We look at RFPs, we get grants, you know what I mean? Things to that effect. It's all human services that I do. And then also I'm the founder and president of Maternal Matters Favored, which is my new baby. And so this nonprofit is focused on providing funds, resources to NGOs on a global spectrum that are working to help those in the reproductive women healthcare arena, as well as those counselors that are helping women going through perinatal and postpartum depression.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Tam,
Wow.
I had to put my glasses on to be sure
Oh,
I was understanding you clearly. Now,
yeah.
what is an NGO?
I didn't get that either.
Yeah. An NGO. And so these are your nonprofit government type of organizations. And so it's equivalent to the United States NPO, which is your nonprofit organization. But once more, we're
Oh,
talking about global operations. And
uh-huh.
so we're over there helping folks in Nigeria, right?
Yes.
This is a client that I have over there. They have a cervical cancer screening and case management organization. And one of their biggest plights is that they're in space where they're busting out of the seams, they're
Uh-huh.
using outdated equipment,
Right.
and they're not able to efficiently and effectively really move forward with their organizational mission, right?
Okay. Okay.
And so it's those small, lesser grossing type of organizations that are in those low social economic areas around
Okay.
the world, right?
Uh-huh.
That we want to make certain that we're able to do our due diligence and help them. So we just pretty much apply for grants,
Okay.
sponsorships, and we pass it on through to them. And we monitor the
Oh,
program throughout the whole grant life cycle.
that is outstanding, Tamara. So how do you choose the grants for an NGO? How does that work?
Absolutely. And so the specific line of business for women reproductive health care issues and matters, right? We're talking about maternal matters
Right.
as women. It stems from fibroids, endometriosis,
Mhm.
cervical cancer, as I mentioned,
Mhm.
um, cancer, vulvaric cancer, and there's all type of cancer that regrettably us women
Yes.
we fall susceptible to. And so
Yes.
looking for those type of grants, those funding opportunities that
Mm.
one, they may want to do some research, you know what I mean? Or they may have just came out with something and they want to go ahead and sponsor helping individuals and so forth. And so it's those type of once more those opportunities that we're looking
Okay.
for. Sometimes we find donors, right? Sponsors
Right.
where
Exactly.
they want to just go ahead and sink some funds into something on
Okay.
philanthropy type of level, right? Talking about a
Mm.
humanistic type of organization and an approach to aiding those in the community. And it's those kind of blessings that we're once more able to just provide the oversight, govern it, make certain that it's doing what it's supposed to do on both
Absolutely.
ends, right? And
Yeah.
being able to help those on the end result of those
Okay.
services. We're talking about women who 9 times out of 10 they do not have health care, right?
Right.
So they
Right.
are counting on those communities,
Mhm.
those community-based programs to
Right.
be able to help them with these different matters that are taking place in their bodies.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Does it rely on include I mean, does it cover diversity, or is it a specific type? I mean, I've always heard that African Americans are more prone to get like, say for instance, fibroids.
Yeah.
Hmm. Is that
Um,
true?
you're absolutely right. Once more, us Black and Brown folks, we are
Right.
truly more prone. The statistics have shown higher numbers and
Mhm.
cases of fibroids, right?
Okay.
But the organization Maternal Matters Favored, we don't discriminate. You just have to be a woman.
Oh,
And
very
if you're,
good.
once more, these organizations are providing these services to the
Mhm.
women. They're providing the direct services. We're
Okay.
just passing the funds on to the organization. They
And is that
provide
going to be local? Is that going to be something we can take advantage of in Seminole or
no,
Volusia or
no.
Florida?
This is global operations.
Oh, it's global.
Praying for God to enlarge territory. We
Okay.
said, okay, watch what I do. You know what I
Oh,
mean? And
all
so
right.
while management and consultative favor,
Uh-huh.
my LLC, I work with providers locally, and all the way nationally, right? So I
Right.
have a client in Tallahassee. I have one in South Florida. I have one in Jersey, Texas, California.
Okay.
Um, that's here in the United States.
Uh-huh.
But once more, Maternal Matters favored the nonprofit in itself. We're
Okay.
focusing on those global operations to help those NGOs.
All righty. Now, I know that you're a critical thinker. I can tell just by the way you explained all of that to us using layman's terms. I want to thank you for that. So the human services part of what you do, how did you get to that? What happened? I mean, did you just have a passion for that in college, or I mean, I know it meets the needs and it focuses on prevention and providing quality life services, but what
Yes.
exactly is that?
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's my passion. It's like regrettably, there's so much going on in this world, you know what I mean? And here, I'm talking about global operations, national
Mhm.
operations, local operations. Okay, well, what can I do locally? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I started getting involved with different organizations and just volunteering, and so forth. And um,
Okay.
it's my passion. I love it. Right? What can I do to
Uh-huh.
make certain that what the procedures, the policies, you know what I mean, the systems,
Uh-huh.
everything, the people involved, you know what I mean, are truly capable of
Okay.
meeting the needs of the community, and
Okay.
when we're talking about putting community-based programs out there, we want to make certain that it's not, a whole bunch of talk and no action.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. You have to be able to walk the walk. Okay, so would you have to visit the location physically, or is that something you do virtually? How do you manage that?
So gosh, I do. I sit on a few boards and different committees. I'm, always I have my ear to the ground on what causes I can actually help. And being a child of God, right? In your walk, you're doing kingdom work, discipleship.
Uh-huh.
Um, you're not just to give, your time, talent, and you're supposed to give everything collectively. And
Okay.
so, there may be some organizations where they have a great mission
Uh-huh.
and I'm not able to physically help them. You know what
Right.
I mean? And so,
Mhm.
there may be that donation that takes place, right?
Uh-huh.
Then there's some organizations where, once more, I sit on their committee, I sit on their boards, and I'm helping to,
Yes.
put those effective changes into place to make certain that we're able to push forward with the mission of the overall organization. And then sometimes, you just go ahead and you're able to connect them with the right person who's able to once more help them. You need boots on the ground. Okay, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
so and so and so. They can help you get in the trenches and get it done.
That is outstanding. We are so proud of you, Tam. So, Angie B and I, of course, have a virtual event. It's called Books and Besties.
Yes,
And you have decided to help the public by offering a free workshop. It's going to be on June 12th on Facebook. And I believe you're going to be instructing us on how to start a business. Tell me a little bit about that.
absolutely. And thank you, ladies, for allowing me to be able to hitch my
Yes.
wagon onto you all, right? And so God laid it on my heart. I'm constantly getting emails and phone calls and doing consults for folks, you know what I mean? They want to start a business.
Right.
And what do they need to do? And how does this go? And this and that and whatever, whatever. Right. And it's like, okay, well, instead of having, a whole heap of these consults, let me
Mhm.
do something on a wider scale, try to
Yes.
reach the masses, right? Cast a wide net
A
and,
wider
and
net.
be able to give folks some one-on-one things. And these are things that were passed down to me
Uh-huh.
in the start of my business, throughout my
Okay.
20 plus career, you know what I mean? Things that I've actually implemented in other folks' business, you know what I mean? Have
Exactly.
had successful metrics,
Mhm.
and things that I learned along the way. One of those things like you don't know until you know, and
Right.
it is our due diligence to be each other's keeper in the community. So
Uh-huh.
you pass on those nuggets, you know what I mean,
Okay.
and so forth. And so yeah, I was like, let's do it. Let's go ahead and start with for profit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I've sat down and we've outlined some workshops. So we're going to run it through the gamut. We're talking about for
Yes.
profit. We're going to talk about
Yes.
starting nonprofits. We're going to talk about what it takes to get you your woman, minority, veteran owned certification, not only at the state level, but at the federal level, as well as the county level, which could
Oh.
get all three simultaneously, right? Um,
Woo!
we're going to talk about what it is to have good time management,
Uh-huh.
talking about being a steward of your time, right? And as well as
Okay.
others. And then also, we're going to also talk about what it takes to get an exemption. So a lot of folks come home from jail, from prison,
Oh,
and
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes.
exactly. You can get an exemption with the
Uh-huh.
state, with different organizations,
Uh-huh.
where as long as you didn't kill no one or commit a sexual heinous
Uh-huh.
crime,
Uh-huh.
a lot of folks don't know that they can, and so they go to want to start a home health care agency,
Right.
and their background is flagged by ACA, And they're
Yes.
like, oh, I guess that's the end of that. And it's like,
Yep.
no, let me show you a workaround. You know what I mean? Where you're
Exactly.
able
Okay,
to
I
go ahead
got a
and show
question. I
them.
got a question.
Absolutely.
What's an exemption and why do I need one? You can talk about that
Absolutely.
at the workshop?
That is a workshop to be determined, right? But it is.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about those things where you can actually get an exemption with the Agency for Healthcare Administration. And so when I was just mentioning folks that want to work in an assisted living facility, a home health care agency, if you
Right.
want to open up one on your own, you have to go through that background screening, that level 2 background screening
Yes, you
with your
do.
fingerprints, right?
Yes.
That's so
We're
cool.
going to talk about what it looks like for DCF. You can get an exemption through them. You can also get an exemption through the Florida Department of Education. These are
Really?
all things that I know. Why? Because yours truly has. I've done it.
Oh my God,
And
that is
they're done
just,
it.
you
And
are
they're
a
done
wealth
it.
of information, Tam. Oh my gosh.
Well,
I
Tam,
am
I'm so
so
grateful.
excited.
Mhm.
Yes. It is
Gotta
Okay,
just
talk
Tam,
about one.
we're going to let you go get a drink of water. We'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. Can you believe how much information she has for the kingdom?
Yes, I most certainly can, because I have worked with her before on a grant, and she is just
She is an
very,
incredible project
she
manager. That's for
really, really is. She's an overachiever,
sure.
and you'll be able to see it for yourself if you join our Books and Besties virtual event and come to Tamara's workshop.
Okay, so you got a couple of comments here.
Okay.
Shakana Down says, "Hey, ladies."
Hey, Tam.
Hey, Shakana, how you doing, girl? How you doing? And then Lisa, the author,
Oh,
said,
hi,
"Hello,
Lisa.
ladies."
Hello, Lisa. She was my last week's guest.
I was just about to say, isn't it wonderful when your guests come back
Yes.
and spend a little bit of time with us? So,
Yes.
since we were talking about Tam's upcoming workshop, I
Mhm.
thought we'd slide this in because nobody can talk about it better than Tam can.
What's that?
Tim here for Management and Consultative Favor. Just reaching out to go ahead and remind you that we do have the upcoming June 12th workshop coming up. This is for all things for-profit business registration with the Department of Incorporations. We're going to be talking about what you need for EIN number. What do you need to go ahead and start your business bank account? We're going to talk logos, websites, even business credit. You don't want to miss this. Make certain that you tune in.
It's time to get your copy of the brand new audiobook by Angie B. and Bartee Productions, Books and Besties. This audiobook features stories written by Laretha Simon, Tamala Lucas, Bartee, the author, April DeBro, Chanel Coleman Wesley, Dr. Barbara Buchanan, and me, Evangelist Angie B. Sponsored in part by insurance agent Debbie Scarborough with AMBA, Business with a Heart with Tahara Thompson, Triumphant Magazine from Teresa Jordan. This audiobook features a special highlight from the Fresh Book Festival, and Volusia Business Women. Attention please. Books and Besties. The audiobook, Volume 1, is now available. Be sure to contact any of these authors to purchase your audiobook. Produced by Angie B. and Bartee Productions, and narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B. Join us for the Boss Women Getaway, Armed and Dangerous Conference. It will be held June 23rd to June 26th, 2022 in Orlando, Florida. Women will rally together from all over the globe to experience 4 reviving and energizing days of empowerment. The conference will showcase women leaders from various parts of the country. The collective platform will foster conversations on topics and issues pertinent to empowering women through optimal health and wellness, spirituality, financial stability, organizational management, and professional development. Through sharing experiences and initiatives designed to promote upward and forward advancement opportunities, we are empowering lives through diversity and inclusion. Headline speakers from Rochester, New York, Temple Hills, Maryland, Nashville, Tennessee, Toronto, Canada, and Orlando, Florida. There are multiple means in which a person can attend this powerful event. Please go to drperditamekes.org and look for the Register Now button. Ticket prices range from a single day pass at $55, an all access pass for $225. Please note that prices will increase as we draw nearer to the date of the event. This conference is part of a ministry of Newborn Fellowship Church Incorporated, founded in 1992 and located in Rochester, New York. Newborn has multiple locations, one of which is Newborn Fellowship of Orlando, located in Castleberry, Florida. Weekly services at Newborn Fellowship of Orlando are held Sunday at 11 a.m. and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. at 118 Live Oak Boulevard, Castleberry, Florida, 32707. For more information, please visit nbfcc.org/Orlando. Promotional consideration for this event is sponsored in part by Angie B. and Bartee Productions.
I can't wait for them to come in to tell us about the conference.
Yeah, the Boss Women.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
You there? Can you tell us?
Tam, tell us about the Boss Women Conference.
You want to know?
Oh my gosh! So I go to Newborn Fellowship of Orlando, and we are part of a larger congregation. Our home church is there in Rochester, New York. We also have locations in Toronto and Atlanta. But this year they're having a conference in Orlando.
A huge conference.
A huge conference.
A 4-day conference.
A 4-day conference. We have some heavy hitters coming. Dr. D. Freeman, Jewel Tankard, and our very own Orlando, Pastor
Reba Timms Watkins.
To be, exact, right? And so it's going to be an amazing time. We're going to be there at the JW Hotel.
Yes.
I'm just looking forward to what the Lord has laid on these women's hearts. There's going to be other speakers and so forth, right?
Of course.
But just being able to get fed and fellowship with other folks, because this is the first conference since us coming out of this pandemic kind of a thing. And I am so stoked that it's going to be here in Orlando.
Right here in Orlando, Florida at the JW Marriott Bonnet Creek. Yes. And Angie B Productions and moi will be there. We have gotten our press passes approved by Newborn Fellowship Church.
We got our microphones all sanitized. And we got our eyelashes ready to be
Oh
glued
yes,
on.
they're ready.
Yes,
And we are
yes.
ready.
Yes.
We are ready.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to you, you ladies coming out there, and I believe Teresa Jordan from Triumphant is going to be there as well. So I'm super stoked. Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
So you're going to have some wonderful coverage. Let me ask you this, Tam. I just happened to go on your Instagram page and I noticed this quote and I thought it was fascinating. It said, "You better walk into that room like God
Mm,
sent you there." Okay, tell me a little
yeah.
something about that.
Yes, a lot of times, too often we are a little reluctant, with regards to our own skill set, right? And
Oh,
our capabilities and us being able to get it done and so forth. And it's like, you know what? If God opened that door,
yeah,
walk
walk
into
through.
that thing with a head held high and
Yes.
put it out there. And I myself, I've had to, go through this. Every time I'm always talking to people, I'm like, self-actualization, it's a real thing, you know what I mean? When you're doing self-work, you're reflecting, you know what I mean? You're trying to elevate to the next plateau in life.
Yes,
And
that's what's
and
important.
that's what we're always supposed to be doing as long as we're living, right? Growing and
Yes.
developing and
Yes.
elevating. But
Yes.
in order to really do so effectively and wholeheartedly, you got to take a look on the inside, check your heart posture, right?
Oh, yes.
To that effect, and be able to move forward. So yeah, you got to have confidence in
You
yourself.
really do. You really do. And you need to wear it on your sleeve. Now, my next question is about Mac Favor. I also found out you have a little acronym thing going on, and it looks like it says it's, of course, MAC and then the word favor. So you are really big into favor. And you have used this acronym for favor, and you say it includes freedom, agility, visionary, overt, and resiliency. So tell us a little bit about Mac Favor.
Absolutely. So Mac Favor is, the little short name for management and consultative favor, right? And then favored is the short name for maternal matters favored. I am sincerely big on favor because I know the favor that God has placed on my life. And
Exactly.
you look at the word favor in a dictionary, we're talking about, a great level of esteem, support, approval, right? Excuse my little
Ooh.
dog.
Oh, was that a pup?
That's my little
Okay, we'll
studio
get to
leader.
your next pup. Okay, go ahead with Mac Favor.
But yeah, so we're talking about the favor of God on our life, right? And He'll provide you with favor over different skill sets that you have, you know what I mean? Over your personality, or over your spirit, things to that effect. And He'll bless those things that are in your life as long as they're according to His will. And so
Exactly.
that's going back to that support, that
Yes.
favor, right?
Yes.
That approval. And so yeah, that's my wordplay there. I got some more
Okay.
favor lined up.
Yes, you did really well with that. I'm very impressed. I think we should get it what's the word when you register
Copyright
something?
it.
Yes, darling. We should copyright that. Tam, if you don't mind, I'm sure my viewers have a question about alopecia. And I know that you are the Central Florida liaison for the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, and you're a board member for the Central Florida Alopecia Support Group. So just help us understand just a little bit about that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I have alopecia, hence
Mhm.
my fancy do, right? And it's been a journey, something that I inherited through my mom, and my grandma had it, and my aunt who's still living, she has it. And just being able to speak to folks about it has been something. And so I'm grateful because in me absorbing, you know what I mean, self-actualization, that
Right.
I have alopecia, let's walk in this truth that you are, it's led me to being a legislative liaison, right? And so
Uh-huh.
I go and I speak to different politicians lobbying for different bills that we're trying to get passed
Uh-huh.
with the National Alopecia Areata Foundation. Me and LaDuina Jordan from the Eatonville Chamber of Commerce, we got together and we opened up a support group back in 2019. Um,
Okay.
met with Angie B and was able to model in her bizarre event, and I've done it
Oh,
a few
beautiful.
years. Yes. And so,
Okay.
being an alopecian has actually cracked out to be a good thing. I've
I
met
was just about to say it has its benefits. Yes, it
it's been a
does.
blessing. And I've been able to encourage and empower others to walk in their truth, and in our support groups, we have women, men, children, Black, white, Hispanic, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Alopecia doesn't discriminate. And
No, it doesn't.
Angie can say, we have sometimes individuals that are coming to the meeting with their wigs and they'll feel comfortable enough to take it off. And then they put it back on when they get ready to walk out. And it's like, I still love you. That's your journey. You know what I mean? And we're here
Absolutely.
to support you in it.
Yes, and it's a personal journey.
Yes.
And it does take time. Yes, it really does. Okay, so I heard a bark in the background and I heard you were a pet lover. So who is that?
Oh, that's Mr. Carmelo James Jones. Right. That's my Maltese and Chihuahua mix little speaker.
How many names does that dog have?
Oh, 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's a legitimate person. You gotta have the first, the middle, and the last name.
Oh my
yes.
God.
So, and he got a nickname.
What's his nickname, Tam?
Mellow, dog. He answers to all of the above. That's my little man right there.
That is hysterical.
I am a fur baby mommy.
All right, got a couple questions for you.
Alrighty.
First of all, Jasmine Elise Simmons says, hi.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. And I do want to give a shout out to Shekinah Downs because she is one of Laretha's besties.
Yes,
and she always seems like she can pop in at the right time.
At the right
phenomenal,
time.
brilliant woman. Oh my gosh,
yes, she really is.
This woman
she
has
is.
done and is going to do.
And creative too. So
very creative.
Shekinah. Okay, so the first question is, how do I know if I want to have a nonprofit organization?
Okay. That's
a
good question.
That is a good question. It really depends on, what is placed in your heart, and so, there are those for-profits and there's different reasons for which they are formed, right? And then there's nonprofits, if you want to be more of a charitable organization and giving back to the community with regards to the services or goods that you're providing, then that's the route that you take.
Okay. Then the next question is, why is it, I'm trying to understand it. Why does maternal health matters? What about the daddy?
Oh. Well, now he did plant that seed.
He did, right? This is what God has laid on my heart. So, I'm a woman where so let me give you some history, right?
Okay.
So maternal matters favored, we're talking about all things that are maternal. And I'm a woman where I suffer from fibroids, you know what I mean? And things to that effect, cysts. And so forth, and so once more we're talking about that reproductive piece there and making certain that we can keep our womb, keep our bodies as healthy as possible. And so and then I also suffered from perinatal and postpartum depression. You know what I mean? And so when God laid this thing on me, like maternal matters favored, you know what I mean? Despite these matters that you're going through as a woman in your body, in your mind, I'm going to show you some favor on it. You are going to surpass it. So I much love to you dads and men, but this one here is for the women.
It's just for us. Oh my gosh. That is just so fascinating and it's so necessary. And I know that you're involved with Wombversity. And so I guess the two of those sort of mesh together, right?
Absolutely. When we're talking about, fibroids and ways in which we can heal our body, protect our womb. So Wombversity in itself, there's a slew of different oils, that can help decrease and minimize cysts. One of the oils, a Cannon oil, I have a cyst in my right breast. And sometimes it would itch, you know what I mean? It would be that one that gets dry the most, full transparency here. Let's talk about these things. They're no longer taboo, right?
Nothing is taboo anymore.
And rubbing that oil, I no longer itch. There's no longer, those. So we have to have these kind of healthy conversations so that
Yeah.
folks can be knowledgeable and we can pass that on down. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like back in the day, get some Johnson & Johnson baby powder.
And look where that got you.
That part. And so, while we didn't know back then that was a no-no, it was something that was passed on down. So
Right.
it's the same difference with diversity in the products, where there's women and men washes, right? Feminine and male washes,
Right.
that helps balance your pH levels and things to that effect. Once more, we have to have these conversations. So there's a piece for you there, men, with regards to the male washes. But once more, it's all maternal matters. We want to make certain that we're taking care of our bodies, because us women, it all falls on us.
It all falls on us. It most certainly does. So where would I buy a Wombversity product? Do I just go to, down the street?
There's a whole movement, and so there's distributors all throughout the country. And if you wanted to, you can always reach out to me. I can make certain that you get either with someone that's there locally, or I can ship it to you.
Okay.
What's your contact information, Tam? What's your phone number?
Well, here's the phone number. So 407-436-7825 is my business line.
Okay.
You can call me, you can text me, and then you can also email me. So it depends on the nature of your needs, right? So we have tam@mmfavored.org. Right.
Okay.
And then we also have, and that's the nonprofit one, if you want to talk about some maternal matters that are favored. And then we have Tamara@macfavor.com, and that is for the LLC. If you need a project management consultant to come in and help build out your organization, we take it from the rooter to the tutor, and we get it done.
Wow.
That's very impressive.
All right. Well, Tam, we got to talk about some of our sponsors, and I don't want you to leave because I want them to know about you and you to know about them. So tonight's episode is sponsored in part by Divine Doves Design. Sonia Niles is the graphic designer. She not only created these lovely images that you see on her flyer, but she also created the image and the logo for Volusia Business Women. And what is our slogan? We are stronger together.
Stronger together.
So, Tam, definitely working with you, we have definitely become stronger. Definitely.
Absolutely.
So I know that earlier you were talking about modeling at the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar. If you are local in the Daytona Beach area, come join us at the brand new Brandy Joy Event Center this Saturday, where we'll have a pop-up shop. Jerry Brown is the owner and proprietor. It takes place Saturday, June 4th, 2022 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The location is 1250 North Nova Road in the Daytona Plaza, Daytona Beach, Florida. This event is sponsored by Tam's company, and it is sponsored by Volusia Business Women. And there you'll be able to register to attend the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar. You can register for the weekend retreat. You can register and be a model with Tam. And we're excited about that. Promotional consideration for this is also sponsored in part by Business with a Heart, Tahara Thompson. And then we got more information for you. We do want you to come learn about Volusia Business Women, which is a business and calendar event listing website in Volusia County, Florida. Listings are as low as $30 per year. Somebody asked me, well, I pay, monthly for other websites. And my response was what Laretha would say. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. Our payments are annually. And the other person said, well, what do I get for that? And I said, go to VolusiaBusinessWomen.com and watch So What's the Problem Thursdays at 7, and you'll see more advertising. So let me tell you about the Ash Lash Queen.
Yes.
She will be at the brand new Brandy Joy Event Center. She will be at the pop-up shop.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to seeing all the goodies that she has.
I want one of those bikinis.
I know. And she said she got them in stock, girl.
Yeah, small, medium, and large. That's my size.
In stock. Mm-hmm. So, got to give a shout out to Lolo's social media promotions. She's been blowing up books, ministries, events, and business with content and comments. Send an email to larethapromotes@gmail.com. She does offer affordable rates, payment plans, and Angie B and Bartee Productions are some of her very, very satisfied clients.
Amen.
Now, we need a drum roll to introduce our brand new promotional sponsor.
Woohoo!
Please, we are excited to introduce you to Family Dentistry of Daytona Beach.
Wow, look at her. Isn't she beautiful?
You need to hush. Dr. Quarterman, Family Dentistry of Daytona Beach, LLC. Address is 244 North Frederick Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida. Her phone number is here on the screen, 386-255-0238. That's 386-255-0238. And Dr. Quarterman has agreed to give us a weekly dental tip. So, Laretha, do you have the tip there?
Yes, I do. This week's dental tip is presented by Family Dentistry of Daytona Beach, LLC. And the tip is to prevent tartar from building up on your teeth, use a soft toothbrush. Use a soft toothbrush. You know why? Because soft toothbrushes don't damage your tooth enamel. Whereas hard or medium toothbrushes will damage your tooth enamel. And the tooth enamel, God made that tooth enamel to last for your entire life.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Quarterman, for that tooth tip. I'm going to run home and get rid of my hard toothbrush.
Yes.
And I'm going to get me a soft one. I appreciate that because like Tam said, these are conversations that we need to have about our bodies and about our health. We know that sometimes they may send us off to get surgery on something, but what could we have done to alter that? We know sometimes we lose a tooth or so. I remember being in Dr. Quarterman's chair as she gave me an exam and she said, Angie B, I'm so sorry you lost your tooth. That's a sad thing. Because Dr. Quarterman said we're supposed to keep our teeth for a lifetime.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. Okay, we have another question for Tam. Tam, do you present workshops? How do you teach? Present workshops.
So I've been successful doing them in person as well as virtually, right? And I'm an everyday person, and so I meet individuals where they're at.
Right.
We have a conversation, and pretty much just a decimation of information. I talk fast. I kind of sort of maybe think a little fast too as well. But at the end of the day, my goal is to always make certain that the audience, is able to obtain information that's going to be solid and that I'm able to address any questions that may be had. And I'm one of those that if I don't know, give me a second. I'll be right back. I'll get you some answers.
Exactly.
I'll send it to you offline, just because I'm wired like that. That's my
yes, you are. You're brilliant. So tell me a little bit about Lean Six Sigma. I remember once I went through a Six Sigma, but I'm not sure I'm familiar with Lean.
Yeah, so Lean Six Sigma is something, I became introduced to it in 2015, just looking for better ways in which, I was working in finance for a mental health facility at the time, and just looking for tactics and ways in which I can kind of have more of a streamlined process in doing things. And there was that quality there, so that's that Six Sigma piece.
Yes,
and then the lean piece is an add-on because you want to go ahead and make certain that you're eliminating waste of time, resources, and people.
That's true.
And so if you find a way to get something done, and of course, it's not going to be always systematic, you know what I
Right.
mean? And that's why sometimes you really do have to do those evaluations, program
Yes.
evaluations, looking at what's actually in place. Is the
Mhm.
process working? Is the person working? Is the system, you know what I mean? And
Right.
what needs to be done? Oh, it's good. Okay, leave it alone, kind of thing.
Okay.
And with the terminology in lean, we call waste MUDA, MUDA.
MUDA.
Yeah, so you don't want Muda running around and then you go to look at some reports and you're wondering what happened here. You
Waste
know,
Muda.
that part, right? You want to make certain once more that what you're putting into place is not only going to be effective, but it's going to
Right.
be efficient to help meet your bottom line, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Help meet the people in the community. And so
Yes.
these things go back to your key performances, and you're looking at metrics and you want to see what's your baseline that
Right.
you can obtain and be
Mhm.
able to use that as a catalyst for moving forward in operations. And I'm not gonna. I'm okay. I'm stopping. I'm not gonna get.
No, I was just going to ask you, Pam. So all of that comes under change management. Is that correct?
It does. And then the incorporation of project management. With making certain that you're able to plan, implement, monitor. You know what I mean? A project. A program in a
Okay.
sense. Just think about the grant that we worked on. How
Yes.
there was this concept,
Yes.
and we were able to expand upon it and make certain that we were meeting those key elements and then tossing it out there and seeing, what's the feedback
Right.
from, the committee, right? So that we could go ahead and implement. So it's all of those different things. It's a trifecta. And
It
and it
really
all stays
is.
around the methodology in which you adopt to carry out something. And so there's different methodologies. There's waterfall, there's agile. Agile is more prominent, and that's being able to pivot on a turn of the hill, right?
Wow.
And so sometimes when you put processes out there,
Uh-huh.
you're evaluating them, especially when you're looking at systems. There's different sprints. You know what I mean? So you put it out there in increments, and you go ahead and you make certain that it's meeting that need. Is it meeting that need? And you keep
Wow.
going until you get to full deployment of operation or a process or something to that effect, the system.
Tamara, that is just amazing. It is all amazing. And what's more amazing is that you've learned all of this in 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All of that knowledge in 20 years. That is just amazing.
There's a little something, right?
Oh my God. It is amazing. Now, I know you also do compliance, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So what exactly is compliance? It says here that's policies and procedures, that's reporting metrics, it's regulatory consulting.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You want to make certain you can't operate a business and not make certain that you're in compliance with the regulatory statutes that are applicable to your line of work. You know what I mean? And so what's needed for a construction company may not necessarily be needed for a dentistry, office and so forth, and so I specifically work with human service providers, and
Right.
these are your licensed clinical social workers, your behavior analysts, blah blah blah, nonprofits, and so forth, and even them in that realm of human services, they have different regulations in which they must abide by, different guidelines in the ways in which they may have to carry out operations, and so that varies when you're talking about different states as well. Go ahead, Angie. What's your question?
We got 2 new questions.
Oh wow. I guess so. She does a lot, Angie B.
This question says, I'm a mom, and here comes somebody calling. I'm a mom and pop. How do I know if I need to become a LLC?
Okay.
If you plan on doing business, you need to become something, right? So LLC, a nonprofit, you want to make certain that you are registered with the state. And so specifically, we could say Florida.
Is that Sunbiz?
We do sunbiz.com, .gov, and it's all according to your state, but you got to get registered Don't be out here trying to do some form of business and not have all of your things in compliance.
Okay.
Tam, I remember you spoke at the Unity and Community event
Yes, we did.
in Daytona, presented by the Oneness TV network, and that was fabulous.
Antonio Ali.
Yes, shout out. And I remember a woman was kind of stating, maybe asking about her business because she was making some sort of bread, and selling it on the street corner, and somebody said, you got liability insurance, I'm gonna choke on your bread. I mean, I appreciate you, because your response was, in your enthusiastic zeal, you don't want to skip over proper structure.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's great.
It's called legitimacy.
Exactly, and you want to have a level of credibility, right?
Yes, that's it.
And I myself, I don't work with a company unless you are like, look, I need to find you on somebody's state registry, you know what I mean? Because we get ready to put our hard hats on and get some things done. Is this your vision? Okay, let's make certain that we have, the proper strategic plan in place so we can accomplish what your goals are. We can set the plan in motion, and we want to have a healthy end result. So sometimes I get people, they call me and they're like, I got a business and I want to get an LLC, and I'm like, okay, cool. Do you have an operating agreement? It's one of those, and it's like, all right. Do you have an operating agreement? Do you have policies and procedures in place? This is your business. You know what I mean?
Right.
That you're doing this thing right. Why would you shortchange yourself?
Wow. Because I can tell you why. Because they need management and consultative favor, Mac favor. They need Tamara McRoy. They need all of that because it is so important. It is so important to be legitimate and to have a legitimate business.
Yeah.
Tam, got one final question before we let you go.
Okay,
this
go ahead.
person wants to know, they said the Bible says a wise man leaves an inheritance for their children's children. How can I leave my business to my children, and why should I?
Absolutely. So now the why should I is a whole another topic. We don't have time for that
on another show.
Right? But you can, by making certain that you set up the processes and the verbiage and the operating agreement and the bylaws, you know what I mean, and so forth. So my son, he's 18, well, he's 19, and I have him on as a board of director member with my nonprofit. You know what I mean? So I've been working to instill and teach this young man, different business principles and things that weren't, provided to me, you know what I mean, that I learned in my 30s and so forth. Because you know what, at the end of the day, when you're doing something right, you want to put in certain levels of principles and values. You want to instill that into your child, you know what I mean? And where they don't necessarily have to follow through with the course in which you've set for yourself, but they have something that they can pick from and use, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I remember mom said, and I remember she did this, and I remember that outcome. Let me not do that kind of thing, you know what I mean? And they're able to formulate their own trajectory for their life.
That is outstanding.
That's good.
I am so proud of you. I have one more question before we let it go, Angie. Okay, now I heard from a little birdie that you were going to be the new host of MSN Podcast TV with the Oneness TV Network. Woo!
Let's go.
God is so good.
Tamara, that is going to be so exciting.
As the producer of this show, I kept saying, we got to get Tam in here. We got to get Tam. And last season, you came in as our business SME, and that was fabulous. And I just kept saying, Lord, work it out. And now he has.
That was a mind blower because, mind you, I was invited on to just talk about Mac Favor, and then it was like, can you come back? And we think you may be good for a business segment, and did that little trial run, and then to get the message like, hey, you know what?
Yes.
Lace up your boots, roll up your sleeve kind of thing. And I'm like, okay.
It's called with the favor of God over your life, all things are possible.
Come Come on now. That's what I'm
Yes,
talking
girl,
about.
that's that Mac favor.
Mhm.
Tamara McRoy, thank you so much for being a guest on my show, and happy birthday
Birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to
you.
Thank
you.
you, ladies.
Happy birthday happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
See you Saturday.
Mhm.
See you Saturday.
Thanks, Tam. We
Bye,
appreciate
Smooches.
you.
ladies.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tam.
Oh, Laretha, that was truly the scripture that we were talking about. Amos chapter 9, 13, and
Absolutely.
15. The
Oh,
days are
yes.
coming.
Yes.
New wine will drip from the mountains. Oh,
Yes. Isn't that
yeah.
wonderful?
That is so good. So good.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you.
I do appreciate you for letting me be your sidekick on today's episode. Again, I want to thank Dr. Robin Quarterman.
Thank you, Dr. Quarterman.
For that dental tip, because you always taught the harder you scrub,
Yes, you think it's cleaning your teeth and getting the tartar off, and it is not. It's damaging the enamel on your teeth.
So congratulations on all of your accomplishments, Laretha. I mean, look at you. Trauma and survivor coach.
Yes.
Pen of a ready writer. I
Yes.
mean, look at all this. And we're not
Yes.
even gonna talk more about Lolo's social I mean, everybody just Laretha, can we pay you to do that? I mean, it's just such a blessing.
Yes, the answer is yes.
But more than anything, I appreciate the fact that you are here to listen to people that have been affected by trauma, so that you can help them survive and coach them through it. That is definitely a blessing.
Absolutely.
So, do you want to talk real quick about Tifton, Georgia?
Oh, yes. We're going to Giggles Cafe.
We are Saturday, June 25th, 2022 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come join us at Giggles Cafe, 219 Main Street in Tifton, Georgia.
Yes.
Admission is free. They have a very special menu selected just for us.
Just for us.
Our host for the event is Debbie Scarborough.
Yes.
She's with AMBA, and she is taking care of several of us with our life insurance needs.
Yes.
So I'm very, very grateful for it. Laretha, I'm excited that you're going to be in the car going with us to Tifton.
Oh, yes. Going to Tifton, Georgia. We're coming, Debbie Scarborough. We'll see you soon.
We certainly.
Oh, we're going to see Debbie on Saturday, too, at our pop-up shop.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Now, to reach Debbie, you want to call 229-392-6983. That's 229-392-6983. And the owners of Giggles Cafe are Monica and Donnie. Yes. They are also serving as our host. And at Giggles Cafe, they have dine-in, carry-out, catering, all available for special events. And Tam can even come and bring her puppy with all the names because their location is pet-friendly.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? And it's located in downtown Tifton.
I can't wait. That sounds so exciting. So exciting. Okay, one final act of congratulations for you, Laretha. Sexual Immorality, My Confusion. The audiobook was just the beginning.
It was just the beginning. Isn't that something?
And then you went to Fired Up.
Yep.
And then you added something to the Fatherhood Project.
Yes, I did.
And now, as of
Books and Besties,
as of midnight last night, you are again an Amazon #1 bestseller.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. It's called Joy Comes in the Morning. The visionary is Dr. Vanessa Blackwell. It is available on Amazon.com as an ebook. And yes, Angie B and I are both Amazon #1 international best-selling authors. And now I can also say that I am a best-selling author because Angie B was already a best-selling author, and that designation is important.
Oh, we are blessed to be a blessing.
It gives you authority.
So I guess pretty soon we're going to have to plan another virtual author workshop, because that's where it all started.
Oh, that would be
That's where
great.
it all
That's how I
started.
started. Imagine that. I didn't think I could write a thing. And now I can't stop writing.
So just kudos to you and everything.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Mhm.
Congratulations to Keisha. She's an author.
Congratulations. And don't forget, mark your calendars, Sunday, June 12th, 2022 from 2 to 6 p.m. We have Books and Besties. Laretha and I will be introducing the world to our books and our businesses.
Yes.
And then at 7 p.m., we'll take a quick break, but 7 p.m., here comes Tam.
Here comes Tam again.
Yep, the Start Your Business Workshop. We all can be business owners.
And bring your pen and paper.
Right, making your dream a reality.
Yes.
Okay, sweetie, it's about time to get out of here so I can get back home on the road.
All right, Angie.
I appreciate you. And
thank you.
Man, if it's the Lord's will, I hope we get back together again real soon.
I hope to see you tomorrow, smooches.
Yeah, love you, girl. Take care.
Bye now.
You see, there's just one thing I would like to know. What's the problem? What's the problem? Tell me, what's your problem? So what's the problem? Five, four, three, two, one. What's the problem? Tell me, what's the problem? So what's the problem? Tell me. Five, four, three, two, one. So what's the problem? Tell me. I wanna know. Oh, tell me. So what's the problem? I wanna know. Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what's the problem? Tell me. I wants to know.